There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
That's creepy.
Working the night shift alone tonight. There's a face in the cellar staring at the security camera.
Oh, terrible job. They delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room, I began to hear popping. Nope.
You wake up. She doesn't.
Romeo and Juliet.
You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. Creepy.
My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't stop.
But it doesn't help.
Oh.
Day 312. Internet still not working. That's the scariest thing ever.
Whatever. You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone.
Mm-mm. My what? That
My-
was scary.
Yeah.
My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago.
I need to quickly run a SQL command to update a single row in an Oracle DB table at work. To my horror, it came back with 2,378,231 rows affected.
Okay.
That's just gibberish to me.
You're laying in bed with your feet dangling out of the covers. You feel a hand grab your feet.
Mm-mm.
My worst nightmare. The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from the inside.
That sucks. The officer finally got back to me. The call was coming from inside the house. Oh man.
You guys ever seen A Stranger Calls? Good movie. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams.
The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door.
Hmm. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there.
Just not cool.
Mm-mm.
You hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you are heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there, honey." I heard it too. Oh,
That's scary.
nah, that one sent chills.
Officer, I just looked away for a second and my baby was gone. I sobbed helplessly. That's better. I sounded much more convincing this time. I thought with a smile as I finally picked up the phone to call the police. Mm-mm.
I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up.
Nurse's note. Born 7 pounds 10 ounces, 18 inches long, 32 fully formed teeth. Silent, always smiling.
That's creepy as shit.
Yeah, it is.
She went upstairs to check on her sleeping toddler. The window was open and the bed was empty. That's not
The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin.
cool. I found a dead body in my trunk today, which was strange because I remember putting 2 in there yesterday. Nah, these killing ones are bad.
You hear the scream across the hallway, but your eyes won't open and you can't move.
Being the first to respond to a fatal car accident is always the most traumatic thing I see as a police officer. But today, when the crushed body of the little dead child boy strapped in his car seat opened his eyes and giggled at me when I tried to peel him out of the wreckage, I immediately knew that today would be my last day on the force.
That is, that's creepy. I looked out my window. The stars had gone away.
I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
Oh no. I had always wondered why my cat cried when I left her alone at night. The night after we buried her, I awoke to the sensation of someone stroking my hair and a rough voice close to my ear whispering, "Good kitty."
No.
"I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in.
That's terrible. I just saw my reflection blink. That's crazy. Sorry.
Sure.
I kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me it was just a dream.
I had a staring contest with one of my dolls last night. I won.
That's terrible. The pair of emaciated eyes outnumber the single round in my gun. With pleading tears falling on her doll's hair, I point the barrel at my last surviving daughter.
What in the hell?
I don't know what that stupid crap was.
I peeked outside. The pizza delivery guy is at the door, but I didn't order a pizza, and definitely not from someone wearing a pig mask. My mother has been screaming at the front door for hours now. She's not happy that I killed her with my bare hands.
I have a friend named Charlie. I'm playing at his house, but it's cold down here in the basement. I wonder when Charlie will let me go home. These are just garbage.
If you get scared at night, don't keep your eyes closed for too long. There's a reason you're scared. Now you can't see it approach.
I used the Ouija board yesterday, but I only asked one question and put it away. I got my answer today, written in blood on my ceiling.
The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor.
The wailing from the baby monitor just won't stop. Problem is, my daughter is with her mother this weekend, over 200 miles away.
Grandpa died smoking a cigar in his favorite chair. We got a new one, but from the ash marks he leaves behind, he has a new favorite chair.
Oh.
My husband woke me up by kissing my cheek when he got home late. This morning I checked my phone. He stayed with a friend last night.
I like to sing in the shower sometimes. When I got out of the last one, the fogged up mirror read, "You have a lovely voice. I live alone."
My wife just ran in to ask me if I was okay because she couldn't hear my terrible coughing fit from across the house. I wasn't coughing.
The upstairs neighbors are awfully noisy. I told my landlord it's been vacant for months.
For sale. Like new engagement ring, barely worn, came right off her finger. Finger also for sale, for the right offer.
Oh, that's terrible. I had a dream that a man was watching me sleep from outside my bedroom window. When I woke up, I found footprints inside, next to my bed.
My TV keeps turning on by itself. It's annoying, but what's more worrisome is how it only shows footage of me standing in my living room.
That's nuts. It's safe to come out now, sweetie, Dad said, reassuringly, his blue eyes shining at me through the gap in the bedroom door. He's been saying that for hours, but it doesn't change the fact that my dad's eyes are green.
My girlfriend is scared of horror movies. They make her paranoid, which can be tricky when I'm watching her through her living room window.
I found a new bottle of my best friend's favorite scotch on the kitchen counter today. He died in a drunk driving accident 6 years ago. Oh.
It's nice that my grandmother calls to check on me, but if she wants to communicate from the other side, I wish she wouldn't scream so much.
My boyfriend has a collection he's very proud of. He never told me that he's been collecting souvenirs from the girlfriends he's murdered.
Something smells really good. Like fruity.
I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff smelling good.
I have a reoccurring dream. I'm murdered by a man I'd never met. I thought it was stupid until I went on a blind date and saw him at the table.
Whoa. My mom told me she had the best time playing with my little sister today. My sister went missing in 2002. They found her body in 2006. Sad.
The knife, it slices just like butter. I tried to be a loving mother.
That's dark.
I just saw the children playing, admiring how high they have swung, but others tell me they're just swaying in the wind where they were hung. Creepy.
Tired of causing pain to those around him, Peter jumped from the rooftop in a bid to end his own life. He soon found himself on the sidewalk below, still very much alive, with the crushed body of a little girl beneath him. Wow, that sucks.
Wait, what?
He jumped off and landed on the girl.
Oh. That's crazy. You need me to move?
Let me sit back, maybe.
Better?
I guess so.
I was always told not to play with my food, as it is a blessing to eat. However, I'm one to tease my meals, and killing is always a treat.
Read this after the day is nigh, and tonight you may possibly die. Oh, that sucks.
I was never more scared or more filled with dread than the night the police found her dismembered head.
As I played in the basement, Mother called me upstairs. From behind me, she whispered, "Don't go up there."
I watched you play while at the park. I'll come to your house when the days go dark. Terrible.
I had guests over today. They seemed to be really nice, so I introduced my hobby. It's quite technical, you see, and I'm no good with words, so I had to show them. I really think my skills are improving. I almost didn't have to break any bones this time, and I do like the way they hang there, all strung up. An occasional whimper dropping past their lips, mutilated lips, like so much blood.
How about no?
Yeah, that's terrible. I had trouble reading it.
I travel here and there suddenly and never make a sound. Slang quickly, quietly, swiftly. Just don't turn around.
And from the grave where my father was put, and hand reached up and grabbed my foot.
I saw the children playing, watched how high they swung, their bodies swaying side to side while silently they hung.
You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You're alone.
Roses are red, violets are blue. There's someone right behind you.
You're the prettiest person that I ever saw. I'd so love to snack on your eyeballs. Quite raw. That's gross.
Warm and juicy, best served fresh. I love the taste of human flesh. Gross. Disgusting. I don't even eat meat. And they're eating humans. Like, gross.
I held her in my arms, dying. What could lie in her crib crying? That sucks.
A knock at the door, and could you help us? I hear. I glance outside once, and never more, for the kids' eyes were black, and their faces austere. Black-eyed children. No bueno.
No. Can you hear that beautiful ringing of the bell? That means it's time to drag you down to hell.
I will wait patiently until I'm found and exact my revenge, flesh by the pound.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You'd better run, I'm coming for you.
You see, I stand on my box, and I know how your windows unlock.
Ooh. Finally, to his car he drove, away from there as fast as he could. When he felt safe enough to breathe, a voice from the back seat said, "Leaving so soon?"
Muscles now relaxed and still in her bed, young Timmy and Zax leaving all left unsaid. A smile Zax cracked, and no, Timmy pled, no need to cut further. Mom's already dead.
Wrapped in sheets and cuddled in bed, you'll foolishly expose your sweet precious head.
You taught me how to be a man, but today I feel so all alone. Happy Father's Day, Dad, as I kiss your gravestone.
She said. I once had a girlfriend named Jill. I buried her under that hill. But sometimes at home, when I'm all alone, I find that she sleeps with me still. Nuts.
I held my son's hand tightly as the car whizzed past the sidewalk. With any luck, they won't find the rest of him, I muttered to myself.
Wow, that's terrible. I was starving and lost in the woods until I found a hiker. I'm full now. I just wish she hadn't screamed so loud.
Daddy, I can't sleep, she said, and crawled under the sheets with me. In the morning, I woke up freezing cold and clutching the dress that she was buried in. I arrived at the funeral a few minutes late. Nobody acknowledged me, and I figured out why when I looked into the casket and saw myself.
I had 3 seconds of sight left. I was fascinated by how much my brain resembled oatmeal splattered on the concrete.
Being one of the first people on the moon has its perks. Being the only one to be forgotten doesn't.
Please stop, I whimpered as he fastened my other arm to the table. If you let me go, I won't tell anyone. He looked up at me with a wicked smile. How do you think I got you? They gave you to me.
As I walked up the driveway with my new friend, I introduced him to my dad. What friend? He asked, with bewilderment in his eyes. That's creepy.
I sat up from this horrible nightmare that a gruesome-faced man was trying to get me in my house. All of a sudden, I heard my daughter screaming. I ran down the hall, and she was hiding her face in the pillow, screaming and crying, and said a man was watching me outside.
I'll hide you in my walls. Your body will never be found. I'll wear your skin as a suit. Your friends will like you more than they used to.
Gross. She woke up in unusual silence in her bedroom. She looked over as the thing that laid where her husband used to be rose up from under the sheets.
I've never seen anything like it. The way it screamed and crawled towards me. This thing is supposed to be my little brother.
I'm all alone during a storm when the power goes out. Lightning strikes, and there is a man standing in my hallway with a knife.
I woke up to the sound of a scream and of the feeling of immense heat surrounding me. Sobbing as the torture began again, I remembered hell wasn't a made-up place.
I kept calling my girlfriend the day they buried me. She wouldn't answer.
My cat is asleep beside my computer in his favorite spot. I've buried him 10 times already.
Pet cemetery. I've been scrubbing my hands nonstop for weeks. The blood just won't come off.
That's not guilt. I woke up to the smell of copper in the air. I had done it again.
I look at my clock. It's 3:15 as a rotting corpse pushes fingers into my stomach. I scream in relief. It's only a dream. Looking at my clock, it's 3:14 and my closet door creaks open. That's not cool.
As she finally drifted off to sleep, she felt the cold, bony fingers caress her body. She prayed that it was just a dream.
When she turned around, she saw her own self, dressed in different clothes. Her heart went into shock, and the other self gently helped her onto the floor as she died.
The cloven hoof prints were fresh. They were in sets of 2, staggered like a man running.
I gotta hunt it down in the mail today. If only I could find where she ran off to. That sucks.
I hear my daughter cry. Mommy, I'm so cold. Please let me in. I shut the curtains, knowing she won't cry much longer in the snow. That's sad. That's horrible.
I opened my front door to the frantic pounding of my next door neighbor. To my horror, it was someone that was wearing her skin. His ass fucking gross.
The stew I was eating was delicious, and I wanted to give my husband a taste. That's when I found his wedding ring in my bowl, still on his finger.
Every morning, my husband tells me he loves me. I really wish he'd stop. I murdered him last year, but he still won't leave me alone.
Outside my 3-year-old's bedroom, I hear her say, "But Mommy, I don't want to." My voice replies, "All little girls stab their daddies."
A smile of relief washed across his face, even with his arms swallowed nearly to the elbow by the drain. And he said, "I think I feel your ring." I smiled too and said, "Oh, that's great, love." And I know about Vanessa as I flipped the disposal switch.
Don't cheat.
That's the only thing you can say.
The dog sits at my gate every morning and night when I leave and come home from work. Even after all of this time, she can still smell her owner's blood on my hands.
I sat on my daughter's bed and sang her favorite song before giving her a kiss on the cheek, just as I've done every night since she was a baby. When I was done and smiled down at her, she whispered, "Mommy, please stop. You're dead."
Oh no, that gives me the shivers. I've been noticing it for months, that tiny lag in my reflection. Not that anyone believed me. Today was different. She didn't even attempt to mimic me. She stood there smiling. I think she wants me to come out. We're gonna read a few more. We're gonna read like maybe 4 more, and then we're gonna wrap it up. The girl pedaled quickly towards his car, droplets of water flying off her, leaving a trail on the sidewalk. He should have weighted down her body in the river, but as she came closer and the smell of rotten flesh overcame him, he realized it wouldn't have mattered.
"Oh, don't worry, dear. We're glad to have you for dinner," they said, smiling as I lay about and gagged on the floor while they took their last bite of lunch. My husband.
That's so gross. My kids were excited to tell me about the day they just had with their mother. My eyes watered as I pondered how to tell them she died this morning on the way to work. That's sad. 2 more, guys.
After dating all through high school and college, our daughter's boyfriend finally came by today to ask my husband and me for her hand. We gave her to him, hoping that he'd finally tell us where the rest of her is.
Wow. That's crazy. This is the last one. Let's hope it's good. When I wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of cracking, I am aware that it is her rigor mortis body snapping unto itself as she crawls down the hallway. I knew it was only a matter of time before she would seek her revenge. Okay. That one is creepy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
So, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it was nice and creepy for you guys. I hope we scared some of you.
Yeah, I got a little frightened on some of them myself.
Yeah, it's a little creepy in here. If I look over there, it's like almost pitch black.
Yeah, I don't want to look over.
I wish I had the camera in my hand so I could show you guys, but yeah, we had fun. I like these videos.
This was good.
I like, I like being up here in this room, chilling up here. Feels good.
Yeah, this whole vibe was a nice one.
Yeah, so let us know if you like these kind of videos. Let us know if there's anything you want us to do differently. Drop some comments. Hit the like. Subscribe. We hope you have a good night. Have some good dreams. We will see you when we see you.
Thank you.